Okay guys, I'm back for more reviews of my bobblehead collection. You guys may have noticed and may have wondered, I'm actually filming these videos from my storage unit. That's where I keep all my bobbleheads. A lot of you guys have a man cave. Unfortunately, I don't at this time, so everything's in a storage unit. But one of these days I'll get them out, get them displayed, just in a storage unit for now. So today we are going to do the Clark, the Cubs mascot collection. I'm sure if you watch my other videos, you know the Cubs are my favorite team. A little bit about Clark. He's a little bit different than a lot of mascots. Clark was announced as the new mascot of the Cubs in January of 2014, so very recently. So even though the Cubs have been around for forever, they just recently named Clark the mascot. Now, he gets a lot of grief because he doesn't have any pants on. He just wears a jersey top with no pants. I'm not sure who the genius was that designed that, but anyway, the Cubs mascot is Clark, and the Cubs wasted no time in doing a bobblehead of Clark in 2015. This is the stadium giveaway with the Fly the W flag. Very cool. This is one of the only bobbleheads that I keep in my son's room. Obviously, I'm trying to make him a Cubs fan as well, and so he knows Clark and he knows Fly the W. We've been teaching him the Go Cubs Go song, so he's getting good at that. He's 2.5. So this is the 2015 stadium giveaway by the Cubs, the Clark, the Cub mascot. They just recently announced they're doing another one this year that's going to be a Javi bear. So it's going to be Clark the Cub dressed up as Javi Baez. So that's going to be very cool. It's going to be a kids only giveaway. So that one's going to be a big collector piece. So now we get into the Forever Collectibles bobbleheads. That's really all that's left since there's only one stadium giveaway. There's a bunch of Forever Collectibles. This is one of the first ones done in 2014 to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the Cubs. You see it has the Wrigley Field scoreboard there with the 100 years, 1914 to 2014. You'll see a theme with the Clark the mascots. Forever Collectibles hasn't been super creative with these. A lot of them are the same pose with Clark resting on the bat with the ball in the one hand, but this is one of the first ones commemorating 100 years for the Cubs. And then the other retail version for 2014 is the clear base with the springy logo. So this is another one. This is the retail one that was done in 2014, basically right after they announced Clark. So that's that. And then 2016. So this is the name and number pose for the retail that year. This one has Clark swinging a bat, which is a little bit different than a lot of the other ones. So at least they did something different there. So that's the 2016 retail. And then we get into 2017, the headliner base. Once again, the basic pose, resting on the bat with the ball in the other hand. So once again, not very creative there. You'll see the same thing coming up. This one, the only difference here, at least the only saving grace with the Baller series, is at least the figure screws down into the base and the bat is removable and sits down. So same pose, just at least they change it up a little bit to the figure screwing down, and you can actually take the bat out from under the arm if you want to go that route. So those are the retail ones. There's one more coming out this year that I haven't got yet, the Stadium Lights retail version, so I'll be adding that. Now we're going to get into the World Series bobbleheads. So once again, everyone knows 2016, the Cubs won the World Series. So this is the basic trophy bobblehead that they came out with for all the players. Obviously did the mascot as well. So that's Clark holding the World Series trophy. And then back to the good old trusty pose here for the newspaper base. Clark, ball in one hand, resting on the bat. So had to go back and commemorate this amazing pose. Clark couldn't pass that one up. This is one of my favorite Cubs Clark bobbleheads. This one was done by the Bobblehead Hall of Fame, depicting the World Series trophies. So it's got all the Cubs World Series trophies, 07, 08, and 2016. And so these are pretty cool. The two World Series trophies in the hands actually screw down onto his hands. So very detailed, but once again, these it shows the 3 Cubs championships, 07, 1908, and 2016. This one is limited edition of 1,000. So they made 1,000 of these. So that was a Bobblehead Hall exclusive. And then we get into the Rivalry series bobbleheads. So these are gonna have some debate with you guys on these. Hopefully you can leave some comments. Let me know your thoughts. This one I'm showing off first because I believe this is actually a rivalry, Cubs versus Cardinals. I grew up a Cubs fan my whole life. The Cardinals are always good, always in the hunt in October. So I believe this is actually one of the true rivalries that the Cubs have is with the Cardinals. It seems like the Cubs and Cardinals are always there at the end, battling it out here in the recent years. So Fred Bird and Clark, rivalry bobblehead. Let's check out the bottom of this one. So this one is a limited edition, only 360 made of these, so very hard to find. Obviously, once again, true rivalry there with the Cubs and the Cardinals. Now we get into where I'm have a debate here. So these are called rivalry bobbleheads, Mascot series. Do you guys think that the Brewers are actually a rival of the Cubs, or the Brewers have hyped this up to make them feel relevant in this? So this one shows the I-94 rivalry, Bernie the Brewer, Clark the Cub. This was done by the Bobblehead Hall of Fame. These sold out very fast. So this is one of the more pricey ones in this series. One of the ones that's hard to find. If it does come up, it's going to be a couple $100. Sorry, I knocked over the camera there. Let me get readjusted. So this one is hard to find because, once again, it's limited edition. This one, there's actually only 216 made of. So, you know, if you get your hands on one of these, keep it. Only 216. If this actually does ever become a rivalry, with the Brewers getting decent here in the last couple years, if it does become a rivalry, it'll become even more valuable. Once again, I don't know exactly what's going on here. I guess the Brewers have 2 mascots. They got Bernie, and then I guess they have this Barrelman mascot. So they've actually made 2 of these rivalry bobbleheads, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's a rivalry or not. Once again, has Clark in it, and it's a bobblehead. I have to get it for my collection. So there's actually 2 different ones, the Bernie versus Clark, which is hard to find in limited edition, and then the I-94 rivalry bobblehead with the Barrelman. This one is out of 1,000. So got that one. Then we get into the Crosstown Classic. So if you're from Chicago, you know, obviously this is a big one. Crosstown Classic. You got Cub versus Southpaw, Clark versus White Sox. So pretty cool bobblehead there. White Sox Cubs. This is another one done by the Bobblehead Hall of Fame. You know, they took advantage of this rivalry series, did a bunch of different teams. Once again, limited edition to 1,000 there. And then the last one in the rivalry series is actually the coolest one, even though, once again, I don't know that the Reds and the Cubs are actually rivals. They're in the same division, obviously, but you know, I don't know if they're rivals, but you could see just in comparison how big this one actually is. This was actually an exclusive done by the Reds team store, so these were hard to find, but this is actually, these bobbleheads, I think They're 10 inches. I think the other ones are 8-inch bobbleheads. These are 10, so they're much larger, much heavier. Very cool, even though, once again, I don't really think they're a rival. But see, this one, very limited. Only 300 of these made. And once again, these were given out by the Reds team store. So pretty cool. So that's the whole Rivalry series. And then we got a few more to finish up here. We got the High Five bobbleheads. Once again, these are exclusive to the Bobblehead Hall of Fame. They did a series with mascots and star players high-fiving. So this one shows Clark and KB, Chris Bryant, high-fiving, so pretty cool there. So got the setup. Once again, these are limited to 1,000. And then they got one more with the Cubs. We got Rizzo and Clark here. So show you that one. Rizzo and Clark high five. Bobblehead, go visit Bobblehead Hall of Fame. If you want to add these to your collection, a lot of these are Bobblehead Hall of Fame bobbleheads. The Cubs with the multiple World Series trophy, the Rivalry bobbleheads, the High Five bobbleheads, they're all done exclusively by the Bobblehead Hall of Fame. So go check them out. And then the newest additions to the collection, these are the newest Forever Collectibles that have came out. I just got this one in. This is the most detailed Forever Collectibles bobblehead I've probably ever seen. It's a Game of Thrones with Clark sitting on the Iron Throne. See, the throne is super detailed, very textured, very cool. It's got a removable flag there. Once again, they did a whole series for the Game of Thrones. They got star players, they got mascots, bunch of different options. So whether the Cubs are your team or not, if they're not, you can still go get favorite mascot, favorite player with the Game of Thrones bobblehead. So very cool there. And then the last one for the collection right now is the Javi Bear Foco bobblehead. Now, this one was done as a Wrigley Field exclusive. It was only given out at the Wrigley Field team store or the Cubs team store in Wrigley. This is Clark dressed up as Javi Baez, so very cool. They call it Javi Bear. Like I said earlier, they're going to do another stadium giveaway this year. That's a kids only giveaway, so very limited. That's going to be with Clark dressed up as Javi Bear as well. They haven't released pictures of it yet, but I'm excited to add that one to my collection. See, once again, this one's very limited. Only 144 of these were given out. I was lucky enough to add this, win it in a raffle in a Facebook group. So very lucky there. But just want to, once again, kind of show you the collection. Stadium giveaway, 100-year, the retail bobbleheads, trophy bobbleheads, Rivalry bobbleheads, High Five bobbleheads. You can see how big that Reds one is compared to the others, and the Iron Throne and the Javi Bear. The only ones that I don't have, which hopefully at some point I'm going to add, there are two different 3-foot bobbleheads. One with the World Series trophy, and then one that was done prior to the Cubs winning the World Series. So there's two different Clark 3-foot bobbleheads that hopefully I'll get to add to the collection at some point. But anyway, stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. Go find me on Instagram at Nick's Bobbleheads to see all my collection and all the new bobbleheads that I add. And thanks for watching.